and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to plan the week of August the 14th? I think it's the 14th. In my weekly planner, this is my Erin Condren academic in the Star Wars edition. And for this one, I have pre-planned a little bit. There are a few things happening next week. Alright, there are a few things happening next week. I want to try to even out my two sides so I don't have to flip too much. It's a little better. Okay, I do apologize if you can hear the air conditioner in the background. It's summer, it's hot. Alrighty, so all I know about what I want to do for my spread this week is that I want to use this washi tape I got. So I just got an order from Temu and I have been loving this washi tape. I don't know what it's called, but it's this like cloud, purple clouds with gold foil, and it is so pretty. I love it so much. I've been using it on everything everywhere. And it's a die cut, so the clouds are actually shaped like clouds. And I know I want to put it up here, just all across the top, because it's amazing. So I'm going to chop that. It's warm. But since I last filmed the video, I finished my first week of training for my new district, and that was really fun. It was like exhausting, but I have never worked anywhere, and I've worked at 2 schools, so like some experience, not like a ton. But neither of the schools I've gone to have I ever had any real training. They just kind of threw me in and they were like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. And they sold it like a positive, but when you're a young new teacher, that is like so confusing and overwhelming and not helpful. So having training is just so nice. And I'm not even done with training. I went to the district level training, so I learned things like about a few different policies, how the various special ed programs work. I learned about the different like departments and organizations that are in the district. I learned strategies for classroom management and parent communication and things like that. But then in 2 weeks, I have training for the actual curriculum I'm going to use, like 4 days of training on the curriculum. And then after that is teacher planning week at my school. And so that's when everybody's on campus and we're all sitting up in our classrooms. And in that, we're going to have various trainings as well, because there are some new programs the district is introducing to everyone. So it's like 3 weeks of training, paid training, that I'm getting here. And I think the most I've ever gotten is like 3 days. And it wasn't even 3 good days. It was like 3 days where we played trivia about the school, but didn't actually talk about philosophy. So I went off on a tangent. I haven't had good training experiences, and I'm having a good time so far. That's the moral of that story. All right, so back to the plan with me. I also have this like window washi, and I've been loving it as well. It's just so pretty. I don't know what else to say about it. I think I'm gonna use, oh yeah, I'm gonna use the window. I've just been really loving like the celestial purples and blues. And when I was ordering stuff on Temu, they had a ton of different celestial purples and blues in all kinds of stationery. And so I grabbed a few different items. Let's see. So I had really good training. They also gave me fun goodies. Like I got a notebook and a lanyard, 2 different types of lanyards. I won a raffle and got a backpack. That was fun. And it all has like the district's name on it and stuff. So I'm not going to show them, but it was really fun. And I met some people, but there was no one else from my school there. There weren't any other new hires. I think my school only has 1 or 2 other new hires, and there was 1 other training session they could have gone to, so they weren't there. I'll put one more window down here to kind of balance it out. So no one was there except for me from my school. And so yes, I met some people, but I'm not going to be working with most of them very much at all. So I'm still uncertain about like meeting people. I mean, I'm always uncertain about meeting people, but like, I mean that the people I'm going to be working with, I haven't really met any of them. So we'll see. But I learned a lot. Like, there are some things I feel like about classroom, like routines and communications and stuff that seem obvious, especially in hindsight. But when you are as like socially anxious as I am, they aren't. They aren't obvious. And I feel like those are the areas where I struggle the most in teaching. Like, I'm really good at planning curriculum. I'm really good at having like knowing why I'm teaching, what I'm teaching, and what each activity is supposed to do, and putting it all together. And that part's fine. Organizing it and making sure I know what I'm doing is fine. I can do that. But there are certain things like classroom management and classroom like community building that I'm not as well versed in. And I feel like my past 2 schools have just taken it for like a given that you can talk to people, but for me it's hard. And so I just learned a lot of stuff, and I'm excited about the new year. I think it's going to be promising. I'm also excited to be evaluated, which I think is kind of a weird take. Oh, I'm also going to pull some things from here. I got some like die cut stickers, but this is a sticker book that has like the sticker release papers, so that I took all the die cut stickers and I put them in here so I could flip through them easily. I got a lot of character stickers because I like having characters in my planner. But I have this set of like fantasy fairy like doodles, and so I'm gonna pull at least a couple from here. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I'm excited to be evaluated because last year my principal didn't step into my classroom like once. And then the 2 years before that, I had like observations, but none of them were particularly good. They weren't helpful, the feedback. They were just very vague and generic. And I never knew what my expectations were. Like, I never had any benchmarks for like, am I doing a good job? Like, I don't know. From like other people who could give me feedback and like help me think through how I could make things better. I've never had that. And so now there's this whole evaluation process that I have to go through, and I'm pretty excited about it because it's gonna actually tell me like unambiguously, am I being effective or not? And if I'm not, what can I be doing better? And it's a whole different, it feels completely different to feel like other people care about what you're doing. Like in my last 2 schools, because no one was ever like talking with me about what was going on in my classroom, it always felt like it didn't matter. Like nothing I was doing mattered. And I know that's not true, but that's what it felt like, and that made it hard to like consciously and deliberately figure out what to do next and how to continue to grow, because I had no sounding boards, no anything like that. And so knowing that the people I'm working with care enough, that the education standards are high enough that they're going to be checking, not just on me, but on everybody, it feels more true that the work we're doing is important, if that makes sense. And that's really motivational. I'm really excited. It makes me want to work, and like it makes me want to do a good job, and it makes me want to put in all the time necessary to do a good job. And it's cool, and because it's every every year for the first 3 years I get evaluated as just starting at the district, and then once you're tenured you get evaluated I think every 3 years. And so it's a continuous process, and it's not just like someone comes to look at your stuff, it's like multiple observations, and you have to pull together like documentation of things like parent communication, and that you go to school events and all kinds of stuff. And so they're just really looking, and that's like cool. I don't know how else to describe it. But they do it throughout your whole career, so you can't get lazy about it either, which I think is cool. So we'll see. I am optimistic and excited after my first week of training. Next week, however, there is not much going on at all. I mean, it looks like there kind of is, but not really. I don't have training. I have one orientation session for my master's program on Tuesday. And then I just have some random to-dos. So I have to decide how I want to put them in. I've got my stickers. This is probably most of the decoration that I'm going to be putting in, because these scenes that I've created are really heavy on the page. So I just have to pick my accent colors. I wonder if this mild liner is a good choice. Some scrap paper. It's a little bright. When I use these stickers, I've been using this purple mild liner, which I'm going to continue to use because I like it. So this is my accent color, my pen, and I'm kind of feeling like maybe I wish I had boxes. But I think I'm just gonna draw them in. So let's actually flip my planner. I know I was all like, I'm not gonna flip it, but I am going to flip it. Okay. So I have a couple of things going on Monday. I want to make 2 calls. So I'm gonna just put a little 2 call section here, because I'm going to have at least 2 calls to make. Possibly more, depends on if I think of anything else, because I'm always putting off calls, but once I get 1 or 2 down, then it's easier to make others. So I will get those put in. I want to call my parents, and then I need to call my school about books. I got sent an email that they had like set aside textbooks for me to rent, and they were telling me which ones I needed for my courses, and then that order got canceled, so I don't know what happened. So I need to do that as well. And then we have a game night scheduled on Monday with my boyfriend's sister and her husband. Ooh, I have a sampler page from Planning with Kay that would match as well. I know I have some gaming stickers somewhere, but I don't know where they are. So we're gonna letter in game night. And the question is, what style should we use? I'm just gonna make it take up the whole square. So I'm going to do, like, nothing else is going to be happening, so it's okay that I won't have a ton of space to put a ton of other to-dos. It's also really nice to work in a district where we align philosophically. Like when I looked at my district's math, what's it called? Like mission statement. First of all, I don't know that my last school had a math mission statement, or if they did, no one was consciously thinking about it at all. So it's not only not only do they have a mission statement, but it's one like I can really get behind. Like, I mean, the first line says that in our district, every student is a brilliant mathematician. And I feel like that is such a good place to start from. And then it follows with a few statements on fostering critical thinking and meaningful mathematics. And it's just, it's so good. I really, really like where I'm working right now. And it's such a shift from where I was working. And where I was working wasn't the absolute worst. Where I was working before that was worse. But I don't know. We're moving up, you know? The trend is positive in my career. And that's nice. So, yeah. I put down these date cover sticker thingies from this sheet I have from Planning with Kate. I don't know when I got this sheet. I don't know if I got it with the rest of the kit that I've used or if they got mixed up or what, but the colors are perfect, so I'll put those down. And then I'm going to add after, like, who the game night's with later. On Tuesday I get paid. I have an orientation, so I will use this sticker to mark my payday. Oh, it's crooked. This would have been a great spread to do in September. September is this purple color. I'll probably do another spread with a similar color scheme in September because I love this color scheme. But let's see. And this is my last payday from my last school. So I have to be extra conscious that I actually get it because I have been told that sometimes HR just doesn't process it right, which is not the dream. And then I'm going to write 4 p.m. And then I'm going to put the actual program and school up there, but after this. And then down here, I'll just write orientation. So that it takes up these 2 lines here. The last thing I have to do is remember to make some payments. I've been doing aligners through Byte, like an Invisalign, but a different company. And then, so I've got to just make payments on that. And then I have to remember to set aside money for things like annual stuff. You know what I mean? Like things that don't come up regularly, but when they do come up, they're expensive. So you want to have the money set aside. Let's see. And then here. I don't know if I'm going to have all of these stuff I need to do everything I had planned. So walk half an hour. I haven't been doing, but I'll write it down and we'll see. I have a pay in 4 for Timood due. I need to set aside savings for moving. And then a housing budget. So I want to figure out how much rent I can afford, basically, or what kind of housing payment I could afford. And I need to know exactly what my new salary is going to be, but like the pay scale has just changed and everything's been updated, so I'm not 100% sure that I'll have all that information by Wednesday, but I'll write it down and we'll see. So there's that. I am gonna give this a drop shadow because that sounds fun. I'm gonna do it in gray. One of the things I like about the EC Academic, even if you're not using it for like the academic-y part of the pages, and you could do this in a horizontal too, I find that I am enjoying having so much horizontal space so that I can have fun with my lettering. In a vertical planner where the columns are usually about 1.5 inches, you're really limited. You have to write a lot smaller, and it can be harder, and I just don't want to deal with that. So I am enjoying being able to be like, boom, Monday's game night, and not have to have fought really hard to get it to fit. Okay, next side. So a couple of things. Thursday is movie night. Usually we try to aim for Friday, but Friday, my boyfriend's family is having this like weekend-long party thing that they do every year with some of his dad's college friends, and so there are gonna be people over, and we're gonna have to like socialize and whatnot. So movie night's on Thursday, and I just have to decide how I want to mark it in. Because my options are to do it like this, to let it take up this box here somehow. I quite like that. Okay, never mind. I figured it out. I'm gonna draw a box here, and I wish I had my ruler, but I don't know where I put it. So we're gonna have to wing it, I guess. That's cool. That actually wasn't too bad. That's fine. And then I want to mark that it's going to be movie night, but I want a thicker font. So I'm going to use this one size picker micron, and the downside is that usually I like to use erasable pen, and this is not erasable, but that's okay. So I know that it's movie night, and then here I can write which movie we watch. I think we're planning to watch something called The Red Violin this week, but just in case something changes, I won't put that in yet. Also on Thursday, I need to switch over to wearing my eyeliner retainer on nighttime only. So I just want to make like a little note to myself. So first, I shall put that sticker there and hold off on the rest. And I guess I'll use one of these. I'm not like saving them for anything in particular. Right now I'm supposed to be wearing the retainers all day so that my teeth can get used to them. I'm not great at doing that, so yeah. Oh well. Then Friday the party starts, and it's going to be so many people. Okay, I am going to use the purple. And I'm gonna just, you know, use as much of the box as I can. So there's that. I don't know if I want to do a background, like a drop shadow. I feel like maybe I should, because I put drop shadows on the other parts. I'll do a little drop shadow. Let's see. What else is going on? Oh, I'm reading the book Immortal Longings, and hopefully by the time you see this I'll have finished it, because I need to start reading a book club book. But it's by Chloe, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, G-O-N-G I think, and she's the same author of the what's it called, City of Violent Delights or something. I don't remember. It's her YA book, but she released an adult book recently called Immortal Longings, and it's kind of like, at least at the beginning, it's like the Hunger Games with adults, more violence. I think that's a pretty apt summary. Oh, and body jumping. People can like pop their spirits into other bodies. It's pretty wild. But it's okay. When I first started to read it, like the first 40%, I was not a huge fan. It took a while for me to really get on board with the world and the characters and how things worked. But after that 40%, I've been quite invested. So on average, I think I would say that it's pretty good. I totally lost the sticky note that tells me what I do on Saturdays. Alright, if I thought really hard I would know, but I didn't want to forget. So I need to do my weekly action items and review for my Moxie Life goal setting, and I need to walk 1 hour on Saturday. So I think I'm going to do 2 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. And then I will come for these little stickers again. Put one there and the other here. Walk 1 hour, and then my weekly actions and review. and then if I have other to-dos, they can go here. Sunday, I need to memory plan and set out my clothes for the week. So here I will do 2 lines and use that for memory keeping. And then for my clothes, I guess I'll do it in another box. I did really enjoy having all my clothes for the week set up during my first week of training, because that meant that when I'm up at 5 a.m. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to find my clothes. I don't have to dig through my closet really quietly because my boyfriend's still asleep. I can just throw on the clothes that a more awake me decided on and trust that she knew what she was doing, and it's fine. So that was really nice, and I'm going to continue to do that whenever possible. There's this like faux washi tape that I want to use because I think it's very pretty. Kind of switch it. The end of the page, so there's a little more buffer between the edge of the window and the washi. I want to put a poppy in the corner here. They're not poppies, they're peonies. That's it. This is the peony collection. And I have this itty bitty sliver that I feel like I can just tuck in somewhere. So that no sticker goes to waste. There. And then this one, I will put there. This is so pretty. I'm so pleased. Okay. I think I'm done with this part. Now, my weekly pages. We all know what happened last week. I haven't done memory keeping this week to fix it. I'm not doing that again this week. I'm just gonna set a backdrop so that when I'm ready to put in my pictures for my memory keeping, I have a pretty canvas to start with. That's it. Because I did not like how last week came out. So I'm gonna bring in more windows and more of this washi tape. Those are like the 2 key elements. And I think I'm gonna put this washi on the top and the bottom of the page. So I will do that first. So pretty. Okay. Turning it upside down. Another thing I like about this tape, and all the tapes I got from Temu, are that because they're so cheap, you don't get a ton on the roll. Like, there's this much. And that's nice because when you get the really big, hefty rolls of washi tape, like Simply Gilded does a good job of giving you a lot of washi tape, I just don't use it, you know? Like, I get tired of the washi long before I've used the whole roll. So I like that I can get a really cheap, really small roll of washi tape so that I can have some when I want some, but not so many that I don't use it. I've been using this as like a pair of windows. I kind of feel like I want to cut it in half so that they aren't exactly side by side. I really love these windows. I was like first even made aware of how pretty washi tape windows could look when I saw a Plan With Me by, I think it's Erin Smith on YouTube. And she did such a good job with some washi windows that she got from, I don't know where it was. I think it was a smaller shop. And I just thought they were really pretty. So when I saw there were some washi windows and I was looking for stationery on Temu, I decided to try some. And they're so pretty. But the backs can be hard to peel. So apologies, I'm going to get it someday. Just gotta keep believing. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here we go. And so I want to offset them. Like that. I think I'm going to want one more like down here. It's so pretty. Look at that. Look at the like night sky in the background. So pretty. There's that. I'm going to put this right here so I can mark that it's the week of something. Don't like how it lines up like almost to the edge of the cloud but doesn't overlap quite enough either, so I'll just scooch it up a bit. And then I will write it's the week of August 14th through 20th. I'll save this. I'll save these. And then I'll probably also save that strip of washi for when I put pictures down so that I can layer on top of them. Alright, the last thing I'm going to do is I found these like die cut stickers from a witchy kind of themed pack that I had. And I thought it would be fun to do a sun up here. And this moon with crystals down here. You get it? You get it. I kind of want the washi to overlap the moon if possible. It's not super happy to come back up, but I think it's gonna be okay. Man, it's too late. I would have wanted it to overlap more. I didn't bring it down low enough, but that's not possible now because I cannot pick this up. So I'm just going to have to hide the situation. Just what these girls are for. So maybe I'll pick one that matches the colors. Small enough. Yep, that'll do it. Alright, so this is my page for journaling and pictures and stuff for the week. This is my weekly spread, and I actually forgot to put something on Wednesday. Wednesday, there's going to be another episode of Strange Planet. I am loving Strange Planet. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's going to change your life. It's amazing. And I guess I'll use this last peony strip to mark that. It's on Apple TV, based on the comics by Nathan Pyle. And there we are. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.